Ladies and gentlemen, in the history and tradition, India was always known as one of the world's premier knowledge hubs. Our great universities of Nalanda and Takshila in the ancient times, to name just a few, were global centers of excellence for centuries, attracting students and scholars from world over. In 7th century, several hundred years ago, the great Chinese traveler Xuanzang said this about the Nalanda University in the east part of India. I quote, "Learned men from different cities who desire to quickly acquire renown in discussion come here in their multitudes to settle their doubts, and then the streams of their wisdom spread far and wide." Unquote. Today, of course, India is known as an IT superpower and a leading light when it comes to areas such as space, computers, nuclear science, automobiles, pharmacy, manufacturing, biotechnology, renewable energy, etc. But this ideal of a beacon of knowledge has continued, and New India, like ancient India, continues to lay importance to sharing knowledge and expertise with friends abroad. In Indian culture and tradition, the acquisition and practice of knowledge is considered a very noble vocation, in fact, higher than the ideals of pursuing wealth and pleasure. More importantly, though, Indian culture has traditionally emphasized that not just acquisition of knowledge, but sharing of knowledge is equally important. This thought is beautifully expressed in one of our scriptures, and I'll quote this as well in Sanskrit. It says, "Apurvaha kopi koshoyam vidyate tav bharati vyayato vriddhimayati kshayamayati sanjayat." In other words, the repository of knowledge is like no other. It's very strange. It shrinks if it is collected, but if it expands when it is shared. That is the theory of knowledge that is practiced, where when you share that knowledge, you yourself benefit from that. The ITEC program that we are celebrating today is a manifestation of this ancient philosophy of India, which emphasizes not just acquisition, but sharing of knowledge on the same footing. Under the ITEC program, India shares this knowledge and know-how for capacity building of other fellow developing countries. It is not, however, a one-way street. We are not saying that India is to teach the world. That's not the point. It's a collaborative process in which India also gains by the sharing of knowledge and experience that this process facilitates. When you travel to India and participate in ITEC, we see that as the opportunity to learn from you as well. The ITEC program, as the video just showed you, was launched in 1964 when we were still a very poor country, and has emerged over the last more than half a century as an important component of India's development cooperation with the world. 20,000 professionals trained already from 160 countries. These are fairly reasonably impressive numbers. And today India provides more than 14,000 scholarships every year. And most of our top institutions in India participate in ITEC program. The ITEC program, more importantly, when these 200,000 people who have visited India, it has also contributed to encouraging people-to-people relationships and intercultural exchanges, especially between friendly countries like India and Oman. This year, we have offered 125 slots to Oman, and I'm sure the training programs in this post-pandemic phase will prove relevant and useful for all the participants.